All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All praises. The time of our insight, our intuition, our full understanding has come. The logic that we have used to understand our spiritual natures has been corrupted by our enemies. Our enemies have done many atrocious, barbaric things to us, only today to now want to hide them. They've given us a book when we, as a nation, in our nationhood, had scrolls. We never had a book. We never compiled a book. That was their doing. Matter of fact, as we know, they wanted to compile it so that they can hold the knowledge. Now we've got brothers and sisters who take hold of that book to claim it as their own and as the only rite of passage to the Father, that they may subject us again to the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We now get to see and get to understand and get to attain wisdom directly from the Father, directly from our Elohim. And it doesn't matter if people don't acknowledge it. It doesn't matter if people don't entertain it. It doesn't matter if they don't understand it. It doesn't matter. We are the temple. We are the bricks in the temple. We have came so far, and we can scarcely continue. But if we don't, we too will be left out. And that's a terrible thing, considering all of the wisdom that's in the world today. I mean, there is so much wisdom in the world. We call it knowledge, but I'm calling it wisdom. Because the wisdom of the Father is here. And what does wisdom look like? Wisdom looks like what we can see. We get to see the error. Imagine that. We don't get caught up in not seeing the error. We get to see it and we get to choose. It's our free will to choose. That's why this is the key. Our free will, keeping it, securing it, holding it, loving it, cherishing it. And in doing so, we cherish the Elohim. Because when we understand that the gift of the free will is the gift directly, the download directly, the knowledge directly, the wisdom directly from the Father, the Most High, then we will hold on to it like our very lives depended on it. We wouldn't worry so much about Trump or Biden or left or right, or trans or non-trans, or money, or ministry, or their ministry, the nation's ministry. We wouldn't worry. Matter of fact, we would not worry about anything. We would be at ease. We would be at peace. Our spirits would be at ease. Our spirits will be at peace. We would have ultimate shalom. So as we move forward looking for shalom, we're not looking for shalom for everybody. We're looking for shalom individually. So when we find shalom individually, then we can turn around and show that shalom to others so that they can then see the shalom in us. And if they were searching for shalom, then their shalom would meet our shalom and shalom would grow. That's why these nations, the Khazarian, Germanic, Indo-Europeans, have bent over backwards to try to ensure that we never have shalom. They broke up our families. These are the games. This is the games that they play. They broke up our families. They lied to us. They said we were nothing. They took all our material wealth. They took our Elohim and made them a box, put them in a box so that they can use them for themselves. And hey, that was supposed to happen because as a nation, a collective nation at the time, we were dysfunctional. We were off. Or better yet, Israel, ancient Israel was off. And yet, at the end, Israel will no longer be off, they will be on the right side of the Father. And when people come, brothers, sisters, Gentiles, heathens, when they come and they try to distract and they try to put they try to put another spirit, they come preaching another spirit, and they want to put that on you by saying that, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. You're going off. You are part of you're just like Cain. You don't know. You're in darkness. You don't have the understanding. I have it because I've got the download. I've got the prophetic download from the Most High. I'm the one that can teach you. That's not accurate at this time. That was accurate when we were a nation and thereafter. But at the end, that knowledge, that wisdom is imparted individually. But what's the trick? We get caught up even within this knowledge. That's why I said scarcely make it in. The righteous scarcely make it in. We get caught up in our pride, in our ego. Because we'll say, well, somebody say, you don't know what you're talking about. Then we go back and forth. There's no need to go back and forth. Because the back and forth is the pride. That's where things evolve to the ego. A debate. That's why the nations always want to debate. Oh, let me debate, because if you give your opinion on the matter, then I want to give my opinion on the matter. This isn't about giving anybody's opinion. This isn't about my opinion. This is about the download, the knowledge and wisdom that the Father is giving me to be able to impart to others, not necessarily on a my way or the highway, but just based on my own observations. He's allowed me the voice to be able to discuss it, to put it out there. And I'm sure that's true for many. And because that's true for many, as it is for me, there's no reason to worry. There's no reason to have discomfort on our walk. There's no reason to be caught in a snare by people trying to lead us astray. Everyone has their own individual mission, their own individual purpose. When we start, this is how the other nations did it. When we start giving away our purpose and our mission, giving it away, like, if this is a war and we're giving away our position, well, we're destroyed. We have a target on our back. That's why he broke us up in the first place, so that we wouldn't have a target on our backs. That's what the Inquisition was about. That's what the destruction of Judah was about. That's what the destruction of the 10 tribes was about. And now today, everybody is struggling. Those that are not in the know are struggling with how that looks. It doesn't matter how that looks to you. Just allow the Father to move for you. Allow the Father to bring you information, and you act on that information. Your works of that information is going to be your reward. So when somebody comes and says, hey, you're going off, you don't really know what you're talking about. No, you need to follow me. No, I'm the one that got the message. I'm the one that was ordained. I'm the one that's pride. Matter of fact, that's their pride. Now, our ego, our pride in the Father, that's a righteous ego. It's a righteous pride. That is a humbling ego, a humbling pride. Because for every action, there's an equal reaction. So for every word that's spoken, there's a positive and a negative. There's a positive reward, there's a negative reward. And that's hinging on the same action, just different outcomes. And, yes, we are gaining so much history in such a short amount of time. All praises to the Father. And thank you, Brother Judah, who has taken the time to put forth this information that you have been downloaded by the Father to give to the nation, the fledgling nation. Thank you. Because this is something that we have to recognize. This is something that we have to gain. We have to know what our enemy did to us, not for retribution, but so we can be separated from it when it comes. Hey, why don't you come on over here to my house? We're going to have a barbecue. Well, I don't know if I'm going over to your house to have a barbecue. Hey, why don't you come on over to the lake? We having a picnic. Well, I don't know if I'm going to go to your house to have to the lake to have a picnic. And I'm using those two words because those two words, good and bad, but the bad was a destruction to our people, barbecue and picnic. And we just need to maintain our own disposition. And there's nothing wrong with communicating to people. There's nothing wrong with talking to people in a way that you want them to talk to you. We don't have to be angry, yelling, screaming, mad, distasteful, disdainment. All we have to do is let our yes be yes, our no be no, clean up our own act, polish our own sword, bake our own bricks, and be ready for the call of the Father. Because this is our own walk. This isn't a national nation walk. This ain't a marathon or 4K, a 5K, a 10K. This is a cross country, individual. That's what this is, an individual. This is not a group. The group is the more you run, the more you walk, the more you do this thing the right way in the Father's will for the Father, is you'll meet the group. At the end, that's the key, that's the reward, that's the prize, to be part of the group at the end. So we are well on our way. We have turned a corner. We have crossed the crossroad. We are now moving forward. Again, these people, this world has no leaders. There's no leadership in it. None. That's why the Father has brought this all up to us again, so that we can have an understanding of who's leading who. So we don't need to look at their demise. We know that they're going to have a demise. This is no slap against Esau's trouble by Brother Levi. There's nothing against that. That needs to be shown too. We got to know these things. This stuff all has to come out. No, it goes back to what Spiritual Light Passing Throughs keeps talking about. Hey, your own shadow work. Deal with your shadows. Deal with the things that you're doing wrong. Stop looking at other people's errors. Deal with your own error. Maybe you then can see the glory in someone else. Maybe you can have the patience to manifest greatness with others. And again, this is just where we are as an individual person, as how this is looking today amongst our people. We're seeing the complete exchange of situation mentally, physically, and spiritually of these other nations from where we were to where they were. And it doesn't make sense for us to gain the world, the kingdom, and lose our soul. Matter of fact, you can't gain the kingdom and lose your soul. So it don't make sense for us to concern ourselves with the nation's troubles. Shoot, we got our own troubles. We still in our own trouble. We still in Jacob's trouble. I mean, as crazy as that is, we still in it, meaning we slip up, again, scarcely make it in. If we make a stumbling block, we ain't in. So the trouble doesn't end because the prophecy says the 400 years are up. The trouble's not ending. The trouble is still here. We look at it, we're seeing it all around the world, the trouble. That's why this is such a individual walk first. It's the strengthening of your own spiritual fortitude. The Messiah is now bringing his spirit through to us directly from him. So we don't need to be led by any human. Humanity can give us confirmation of what the Messiah has given us. The Spirit is telling us, but we don't need to be led by them. We can be humble as we learn and gain insight, but we don't need to be led by them, by anybody. And some people be like, that's not humbling. You're not humbling. You going off. No. I am just taking back my free will. I'm taking a piece of the knowledge that I have been given throughout or in everything that I've been given, and I am putting it to the collective, to my collective consciousness, my spirituality. Negroes and nations alike, they run around still dealing with this Christianity of, you guys, you got to, teach a man to fish so that he won't go hungry. I don't need you to teach me anything anymore. There's enough information out here, book-wise, PDF-wise, prayer-wise, meditation-wise, communication-wise, that I can make my own decision. I can discern my own understanding. You can't lean on your own understanding. Absolutely I can. Why shouldn't I lean on my own understanding? So that I can gain understanding. I'm not going off. I'm not saying I know it all. What I'm saying is that my understanding is key. No one's going to trump my understanding unless they come humbly to me. And vice versa. I can't expect somebody to listen to what I'm saying if I'm telling them, nah, what you saying is wrong, you wrong, no. That's not being humble in the conversation, in the community, in the communication within the nation. There's no humility in that. There's no patience, there's no learning in that. No, I'm going to keep these. This group is for me. This group is learning under me. You're going off. See, that's not humility. There's no clarity of spirituality in that. I can't stand Trump. I can't stand Biden. Who cares? What are they doing? You know, back in the day, it'd be like, well, you know, these politicians are making are affecting me with the gas prices. They're affecting me in the gas price. And so we have to make sure through all of this that we are moving forward. We can't get stuck. We can't get complacent. You know, that's the whole thing with these books. Everybody who talks about the 66 is all that there is complacent, they're stuck. Because if it's all about the 66, then that means that our Elohim is in a box built by Gentiles. It's in a box built by Gentiles, in a book compiled by Gentiles. And we know that there were so many scrolls that we had. So many. We know that our temples were so vast and so big that, you know, Messiah said that if I put down all my words, it will be too much. It'll be too much. So he's breaking us off in spots, in parts, so that we can understand it simply. So we're not caught up just dealing with our spirituality in a box. Oh, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Oh, I'm a Methodist. Oh, I'm a Baptist. Oh, I'm a Muslim. Oh, I'm a Hindu. I'm a whatever the heck you want to be. No. How about just being a spiritual light? How about just being a spiritual light? How about that? So, not to keep it long and to keep pontificating, but just the fact that, you know, we just need to make sure that we are dealing with things from a spiritual perspective. That's all this is about. This walk is not about how many likes I can get, how many followers I can get. This is an individual walk. This walk is for not the faint of heart. This is not going to be seen as I'm a prophet, I've been ordained, I'm a minister. This is not going to be built on titles. It's not going to be built on titles. It's not going to be built on tribes, because we don't know what tribe. You know, everybody want to be from Judah. Everybody. Even the Jewish people, they want to be from Judah too. Everybody want to be from Judah. I get it. But there's 10 other tribes. And we don't know which tribe we're from. So the whole idea is, before you even know what tribe you're from, you need to be a spiritual light. You need to reconcile your own issues first. You need to put like getting on a plane. The flight attendant says, hey, before you help somebody out, and if it's a difficult flight, before you help someone else out, put your own mask on first. Don't be running around trying to help somebody without your own mask on. And that's where we are today. This is the full circle. We have now gotten our mask. We have now gained some insight, gained some wisdom, but there's still much more to go. There's still much more to go. So continue the walk. Continue your learning. Continue your studying. Continue to hear the truth. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Seek after our Father with all your heart, mind, body, and soul. Treat not only your brother, but these other nations the way you want to be treated, so that favor continues to befall you. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Elohim of Abram, Isaac, and Jacob. All praises to the Most High. Shalom.